my name's Caitlin. I'm with Candeo Candle, and I'm going to show you today how you can prime your own raw wicks. Let's say you just got into candle making. Maybe you bought yourself a kit, maybe you put some things together online that you've purchased. This is probably going to be the type of wick that you'll most commonly see in those. They are pre-tabbed, pre-wax coated wicks. They're all ready to go, basically. You can glue these right down in your containers. It makes it really easy. They come in many different styles and types with lots of different wax coatings. Usually it's paraffin, but you can find a lot of different types of coatings. Now, that's really great at first, or for making container candles, but you might find at some point that you want to make pillar candles, beeswax candles, or maybe you just can't find the right combo of wax coating and wick that you're looking for, and you're seeing these raw wicks like this. Like, a lot of times they'll come like this, maybe in a plastic bag if you get a small amount, or if you order larger amounts, they'll come on a spool. And they're kind of loose and floppy. They look like string because they're not coated in anything. What the heck are you supposed to do with this? Well, that's what I'm going to show you today. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is decide what type of wax you want to coat your wicks with. In my case, I'm going to be using beeswax. I actually have some beeswax taper candles that I'm going to be making, and this will be perfect for that application. So I've got my beeswax in, this is a Presto pot, and I've got the wax preheated to 185 degrees. And what you're going to want to do is you take your raw wick here, and I'm going to cut a length. Oh, I'm going to make 2 tapers, but it's always nice to have extra. And you can do as much or as little as you want. It's easier to do it in smaller sections. So I'm just going to cut a length of this. This is square braid wick, raw square braid wick. They call it raw when it doesn't have wax on it. And the process of putting wax on the outside of it is called priming. So basically what we're going to do, this is super simple. Take the lid off here, put this over here for now. All right, we are going to take this wick and we're going to just put it in the wax. And you're basically going to let it sit in there. You'll see bubbles coming out of it. You want to let it sit until all the bubbling stops. Now when they do this commercially, they'll actually run the wax, they'll run the wicks through a machine that'll actually poke a bunch of little needles in the wick as it's priming it with wax in order to get all the air and everything out of there and make sure that it's soaked all the way to the center of the wick. We're going to do the same thing just by letting it sit in here and soak. We're not in a hurry necessarily like a commercial place would be, so we'll take our time. So let that soak for, I don't know, 30 seconds to a minute, and then we'll come back to it. All right, now that enough time has passed, we are going to take this carefully out of the wax. I'm going to use a wooden skewer that I have. You could also use a chopstick, a piece of silverware, a knife, whatever you have that you're going to pull it out. And I'm just going to take it out and let it drip. Make sure it doesn't stick together too much. And then I'm just going to hold it here for a second. It'll start drying pretty quickly. Let's actually move this out of the way. Right. And I'm actually just going to lay this flat to dry the rest of the way. Just right here on the paper. It's okay if it's touching. It's not going to hurt anything. And we'll just let that dry, and then we'll come back to it. All right, now this has been sitting for about 10 minutes, and it's had time to cool. It's much stiffer now, as you can see. Beeswax is a pretty stiff wax. If you use something like soy wax, it wouldn't be nearly this stiff, but it's just going to depend on whatever type of wax you used. And this is basically ready to make into candles. So like, for example, here I have a taper mold. You could use it for making tapers or pillars, container candles, whatever you like. I'm just going to string it through the bottom of this taper mold. The way I usually do this is I'll tie a little knot in the bottom, like so. Pull it back, and then that's ready to pour if you want to do taper candles, or just cut off a length here. I can use that for later. If you want to use this for container candles, can get these little tabs that are, they come in bags of like 1,500. I think you could probably get smaller amounts too, but they're little metal tabs like this. You're just going to string your wick through the tab until it comes out the bottom, like so. Hopefully you can see that. And then you can either take wire cutters or needle nose pliers. If you're using wire cutters, don't crimp too hard. It will cut right through the metal. And you're going to take the cutters and put them on that little metal tab on the neck, I think they call that, on the top, and just crimp it like that. And now you have a wick that's ready for a container as well. You can just trim it. And it's not perfect, but pretty close to what you would get commercially, right? And that's basically it. That's all you have to do. So this way you can choose whatever type of raw wick you want, combine it with whatever type of wax you want to coat it with, and you've got primed wicks that are ready to use for whatever application you like. And it's as easy as that. Now you have wicks ready to go. If you have any other questions or comments about how to prime your own wicks, I don't even have the right one. There we go. If you have any other questions or comments about how to prime your own wicks, just leave me a comment below. You can text me, shoot me an email. It's candeocandle@gmail.com or customer service at candeocandle.com. And I'd be happy to help anybody who has any questions. I've been doing this now for 17 years making candles, so actually probably longer than that. That's just how long we've been in business. Yeah. So anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, follow along with us. And as always, guys, don't be afraid to shine. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.